Look at it. See if those things, question them. Look and see. From my perspective, you're going to have a harder time. There's going to have to be some time getting together. And if any of you want to sit down over a cup of coffee and just kind of pick my brain, do it. Call me. Like I said, my stuff is back there. Take a look at it. Look at my website. My desire is for Michigan to turn around so that my children don't have to leave and go to some other state to work. That's my desire. And I'm like everybody else in Michigan. I got a house, I got a mortgage, I got all the things that, really that make it difficult to take on a challenge like this. But I believe that you have to speak out about it. You have to. And so when I was writing my checks and interviewing other candidates who I was going to support a couple election cycles ago, and I interviewed one, and I sat down with him over a cup of coffee, and I said, what do you need to do? What really needs to happen to change Michigan? You been there a while? He said, without even a snap of a finger, he said, what you need to do is you need to get God's principles and put them into the law. Here, into the law. Well, I'm a guy that obviously a little more analytical, spent a little time with judges and that sort of thing. I said, what does that look like? He said, well, see, you open up the law and you put the principles, God's principles, right into it. So, well, give me an example. You've been there a while, tell me. And he looked at me, blank stared. This is a man they hold up as a beacon of conservatism, a guy that's a leader. He had no idea even what to say. Because all he could do is the taglines to say, I am conservative, I am conservative. And he knew the things that were close and dear to my heart, but he couldn't actually say what that meant because he didn't understand the principles underneath of it. And if you send people there that don't have principles, expect them to compromise. Expect them to. If they don't understand the underlying principle, they're going to. So from my perspective, again, humbly, I come before you and I say, take this seriously. You're picking somebody that's going into the Senate, and look to see, will they lead when they get there or follow? Are they going to lead or follow? These guys have got legislative time. You'll look at it and say, they spent the time in there. What committees were they on? Did they rise in party leadership? Did they champion some things? Take a look at that. You're not going to have that same benefit from me. You're just not going to. So there's going to need to be a getting to know you phase, which is this next year. And I hope you really take advantage of that. Just in closing, because I don't want to go on all night, the other two guys need to come up here and sort of clarify and rebut what I've said. There's a verse, and I don't know whether this fits or not, and I'll just close with it. God's word says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, then I will hear from heaven, I will forgive their sins, and I'll heal their land. Now we can say this is a secular event, and we don't want to bring in God's word, and that's fine. But our land needs healing. We need to really focus back in the direction, and that's where I draw my strength. So any of you tonight, as we're moving forward, understand the answer is simple. It's holding to the principles. And I would say the main thing the party has to do is it has to stop compromising with the left and hold to its principles. And if we do that, that little fork in the road in making that decision, holding our party leadership responsible, will take Michigan back in the right direction. That's what it takes. Thank you very much.